Hey everybody, Wayne Will here with C&B. Got another quick video coming at you for See and Spray. This is going to be done on the See and Spray Ultimate machine. A lot of this information will tie back and forth between See and Spray Ultimate and or just your standard Exact Apply sprayer. So we're going to navigate to our rinsing system. We're going to show you how the rinsing procedures work. We've got our See and Spray Ultimate machine configured in a dual independent tank scenario. So we were broadcasting out of tank 2 and we were See and Spraying out of tank 1. So we're going to need to rinse both systems, and we're going to do a full solution system rinse at this point. So we're done spraying, we've got everything sprayed out. We're going to be switching crops, things of that nature in this scenario. So to do that, first and foremost, I probably want to do a boom air purge. And to be able to do that, I would navigate to this shortcut button here, and then go menu, then boom air purge. You can go boom air purge here and select solution system. You got to do each solution system differently or separately. So basically the front solution plumbing or the A plumbing or the B plumbing, both the broadcast and the See and Spray plumbing, you got to do them separately in that air purge cycle. And then I do the air purge in one section increments. So I'll raise the boom up all the way on one side and put the tip really low on the other side so that it helps gravity. And then I'll start the boom air purge on the high end to help or let gravity help me push that product down, and then the air obviously rises. So that's how I would quickly do the air purge. But then after the air purge, I would go through the full solution system rinse. So I'm going to go menu, and then I'm going to go to rinse system, and then I'm going to select my rinse type, switch that from boom to solution system, and then select which solution system you want to do. So I'm going to do, in this case, we've got different options for each solution system, right? So if you want to just do solution system 1 or 2, or if you want to do system 1 and 2, or if you want to do systems 1 and 2 with the equalizer. So the equalizer is the valve that connects each tank together when you're spraying in a combined tank mode. It's important to rinse that equalizer valve if you're using the tanks in a combined mode. But in this case, we were spraying separately, so I'm just going to do solution systems 1 and 2. And then we can hit OK. And then you can select the number of rinse cycles, 1, 2, or 3 rinse cycles. We'll do 1 here. And then you can select if you want low, medium, or high fluid usage, or how much clean water you're going to use in each rinse cycle. Just leave it on low for this example here. And at this point, we can go ahead and hit start. It does all the priming and everything. Each one of the statuses here is displayed as we're going through this rinsing cycle here. So you can see it's priming pump right now. This little icon here that's grayed out right now, that means you can skip a step. So say, for example, you were not using the ductor at all to load product onto the sprayer. You could actually skip the ductor plumbing rinse step here with these little buttons here as they get highlighted, but each step will give you the option to skip to that if you did not use the ductor or things of that nature when you're doing your typical spray business, right? So we can scroll down to the bottom here and you can see each one of these options here, but now we're rinsing agitation. This is going through, and then each time it completes a segment, it'll give you a check box here. So the equalizer did not rinse because we did not select solution system and the equalizer valve in our rinse procedure. So now we're rinsing the recirculation system, all the valves associated with that. As this is going, you can actually monitor your flow readings here from your pumps. So we're getting roughly 43 to 45 gallons per minute out of pumps 1 and 2 here. You can also monitor your pump pressure, so the pressure that's coming out of each pump. And then when it comes to the point where you spray out of the boom, you can see what your target rate is and what your actual rate is. And then this pressure icon should switch to the boom pressure as we do that particular step in this process. Then over on the far right bottom side, you've got the total volume of rinse water left in our rinse tank. So that's a nice little feature to be able to tell how much rinse water you have to give you an idea of how much you can rinse the system before you need to refill that rinse tank again. So. Okay. So now you can see on the solution tank, we do have the ability to skip this process for system 1 or system 2. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll let it finish system 2. Since system 1 was already rinsed, we're going to go ahead and just skip that one for this particular step. Let it rinse system tank 2. And if you're curious if it's actually rinsing the solution tank, while it's doing this, you could actually hop out of the sprayer and then you could actually check inside the top tank lid to see if it's rinsing out of the rinse nozzles on the solution tank as you're doing this procedure. So again, if you need to add anything like erase, system cleaner, things like that to the tank while you're doing this, you can put that in the top of the solution tank and then agitate it around, let it do its thing with the rinse nozzles in the tank, and then you can spray that erase out of the booms as well. So always a good idea to use some sort of a system cleaner, especially if you're changing crops or changing chemistries, things like that, just so you don't have any cross-contamination, you don't have any off-target kill when you're changing into a different field. So. Now, final step in this rinsing procedure is going to be rinsing the boom. So made sure my pump number 2 and the pump number 1 are turned on, and then at our master spray switch. And again, you need to make sure your section control is turned off if you won't be moving or if you're outside of the field boundary when you're doing this step. Otherwise, it will not spray out of the boom. So at this point, let it spray until it's fully out of solution. Or you can leave a little bit of clean rinsate water in the boom. So again, like I said, I like to leave clean rinsate water in the boom plumbing if you're going to come back and spray later on, just so that it doesn't dry up and have any potential for anything to start sticking or getting plugged that way. So then it will tell you when there's not much left, because it'll automatically shut your pumps off. And now my solution system rinse is complete. So I can go ahead and X out of there, hit OK there. And at this point, you could start this cycle over again if you needed to do a triple rinse. You can do it 3 individual times, or if you do rinse cycles, you can switch it to 3 rinse cycles, and then it'll do the 3 or the triple rinse procedure for you. So really intuitive way to actually rinse out your sprayer. I noticed I didn't have to leave the sprayer seat at all other than to fill the rinse tank. So really nice system, easy to operate as far as it tells you what to do each step. So not too bad, but as always, if you have questions, go ahead and give the C&B Support Center a call or check out our C&B YouTube playlist online. And again, thanks for watching. This is Wayne Will with C&B Operations.